Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Manhattan Bronx Chapter Poetry and Pizza Night event. This is a special occasion for us. We have not had a poetry and pizza event in a very long time due to COVID, so we have some really special performers here this evening. And I'm excited to welcome to the stage to get us started Mr. Peter Frank, CPA, I might add.
All right, hey. Well, this is exciting. I remember so long ago when the esteemed Mr. Bill Akins, who's here, and you'll hear from him, started the Poetry and Pizza. And after a number of years, I think I got involved in the chapter, and I said, I think it should be Poetry and Music and Pizza. And then the next year, I remember saying, but it's got to be poetry and music and pizza and wine in order for it to be even better.
And we have wine today.
And we do. All right, let's see if we do it. So in addition to being a practicing CPA, CPAs are always practicing, just like musicians. Never get it completely right. I've been a recording, performing musician for most of my life. And I do mostly original music, but I'm going to do something that is not original. Just to start off, this is a country blues that I learned listening to Taj Mahal many years ago. All the time, I'm a going fishing too. Get your life and your sweet wife's gonna catch more fish than you. Beneficial bite you got to my face is a little tip I would like to relay. Most fish bite if you got the bait. I'm going fishing, yes I'm going fishing, and my baby's going fishing too. My baby brother's about to drive me right out of my mind. Singing, I go fishing with you. But I took him down to my favorite fishing hole. What do you think that boy did? He pulled a knockdown catfish out of the pond. He was jumping up and down because he was real gone. In a fish bite, if you got your bait, I'm going fishing. Yes, going fishing. My baby's going fishing too. One for nothing. Put it in a skillet, I said, mix it up with wine, get a real tasty stew. Mama's in the kitchen, cooking all day long. Think I'll go back down and do what I was gonna do. Chicken minute fish bag, you got good baby. Here's a little tip I would like to relay. Well, I'm going fishing, yes, I'm going fishing, and my baby's going fishing too. Well, I'm going fishing, yes, I'm going fishing, and my baby's going fishing too. Well, I'm going fishing, yes, I'm going fishing, my baby's going fishing too. One more time. Well, I'm going fishing, yes, I'm going fishing, and my baby's going fishing. All right, one more time. Well, I'm going fishing, yes, I'm going fishing, and my baby's going fishing too. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Patty. Should I do one more before I get off? I'll do one more, okay. Now they're just feeling warmed up here.
Yeah, so go ahead.
I could go all night. So, I said I do mostly original music. This is a song I wrote a long time ago, one of my earlier ones, called Whiskey Willie. Let me get into it. Whiskey Willie, the road's behind you, the highway's open behind. Just wanna show you what you've been missing. Now I know that your time is near. I spent a lifetime holding on to. Oh, dreams that were my own, the ones we had together somehow. One after one that were my own. Whiskey Willie, the road's behind you, the highway's open and my eyes are clear. Just wanna show you what you've been missing. Now I know that your time is near. I don't wanna ever go that way. It took me once for all I had for. I don't ever wanna see that way. When this bad smells so strong, why can't you see we're all alone? And that is how you wanted it to stay. Now the days are growing cold, but for you, oh, I carry on. This old highway is just the key to where I'm going. I hope it helps pull you along. Whiskey Willie, the road behind you, the highway's open and my eyes. Just wanna show you what you've been missing. Now I know that your time is near. Whiskey Willie, Whiskey Willie, Whiskey Willie. Thank you kindly. I'm going to come back hopefully in a little while and make some room here for a few other folks.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Peter. Wow. Now I certainly feel as if I want to speak with Mr. Willie and I want to go fishing. Right? I definitely want to go fishing and I want to speak with Mr. Willie. Thank you so much. That was just so awesome. Really awesome. So I am really excited to hear from our next performer. Now we are going to go deep. We're going to hear some poetry from one of our very esteemed CPAs, Mr. Bill Aiken. Come on out, Mr. Bill. I am really looking forward to hearing him read this poetry in person because it is just the best. Go ahead.
Good evening to all.
Woo-hoo.
Such a pleasure to be here with you again this year. Because of the pandemic, it's been a little while since we've had an opportunity to get together. And one of the very special things that we all enjoy is discussions about love. So my first poem is entitled True Love. Where does true love abide, and how can it be measured? Who can fathom its immense power? Can it be heard, measurable by its decibels? Can its fire consume one who approaches it, offering both pleasure and pain? Can our hearts and souls communicate with it and remain sober? Does it tarry only for a fortnight and flee? Is it delectable? I'll tell you where it lies for me. When with my true love, love abides in honest space. Its immeasurable power consumes our very souls. It is delectable, and so is she. I treasure the true love I feel for Dr. Joyce Love and the soulful experiences we have enjoyed. True love tarries long, quenching the thirst of the patient ones. My thirst has been quenched, my spirit continually renewed. And so I'll go for another one.
Wow! You were still listening, it was so good.
And the next one is a love poem called Celestial Love. Love is the healing balm that overcomes jealousy, hatred, and injustice. It can't be expunged, only consumed. Love is a warm, vibrant altercation with divineness. It overcomes us, leaving us with an embracing quintessential experience. Love has unassuming cooling waters that overflow with a decisive purity and conquering sweetness that envelops all who dare open their hearts to taste and see. Love, thank God, is unconditional. It comes without money or price. One's spiritual maturity and a smidgen of responsibility is all that is required. What peace and inner exaltation love brings to those just willing to open their hearts and receive it. Oh, the glory of it all. Oh, the sweetness of its triumph. Where does love dwell? It's a God force that lies within the depths of thee, for your body is the temple of the living God.
Thank you. Wow. Good job. Thank you so much, Mr. Bill. Wow. That was just
Divine altercation.
that is a fine act to follow. We're gonna have some music in a minute, but before we have some music, I'm gonna read a little bit more poetry. I'm gonna read one of my poems, and then I am also going to, if I may share with you. This is actually a poem that was written by one of the CPAs on Twitter, one of our very active CPAs on Twitter. He's not a member of our chapter. His name is Brian, and I'll leave it just give you his first name. And I think you will all identify with this poem. So this is how it goes. It goes, Dear IRS, How I loathe thee for sending notices of penalty to clients who filed timely and paid down to the penny all that is due already. You send notices so freely, then take the time that I need dearly to do work daily. Now I pay E&Q monthly so I can reach you quickly. Thank you very much, Mr. Brian, for allowing me to share your poetry with the audience here. So I am going to give you one of my own originals. So this is an original from myself. I wrote it back in the 90s. It's called Blue Skies. Blue Skies. Groves of splendid, can I say splendid? Groves of splendid green, yellow rose in orange basin. Flying wind among static trees. Welcome to my heart. The long village trek. African sun glistening on farmers' bare-chested back. Bare-chested women with river water. Drink and have clean feet. Live goats in your honor. Ancestors' incantations and praises too. Folks fed and dancing feet. The sky, it's just as blue over here. Thank you, guys. And with that, we're going to take a break because we're going to have one of our CPAs, the singing CPA is going to perform, but we're going to take a break from the live streaming and then we'll come back to you with another one of our musicians. Thank you very much. Give me a minute. Let me introduce you. We're going to go back on live and streaming. Are we live?
Yes.
Thank you guys for, you guys missed a really good session there. We had a singing CPA. Unfortunately, we had to take a break, but you guys missed a really good one. I'm so comfortable right now with the singing CPA, and I'm excited by our next artist, CPA artist. He is going to share a poem with us and maybe some a joke or two. Mr. Mark Farber.
How about if I start out with a tax joke?
All right.
And then we'll go to a tax poem. So one day, this Wall Street executive is downtown, walking across Broadway, and he gets hit by a cab. And he's badly hurt, he's in a coma. So they take him to the hospital, and he wakes up the next day, and he was really in bad shape. And the doctor said, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is you only have a day to live. He had this terrible brain injury. But he said the good news is we could do a brain transplant. We just happen to have 3 brains for you. So he said the first brain is from a 24-year-old entrepreneur who started 5 tech companies. He's worth $345 billion. He's 24. He has 450 patents. He went to Harvard undergrad, Stanford MBA, and a Yale law degree. So you can have his brain. The second guy was a hedge fund manager. He ran 9 of the 10 biggest hedge funds in the United States. He also went to Harvard undergrad, Columbia MBA, Stanford law degree, and he was worth about $4 or $5 trillion. And he was about 26 years old. So that was the second brain.
Yeah.
The third brain was from an 85-year-old senator who was in the Senate for 55 years, who only worked on tax policy. He said, you got his brain. So which brain do you think he chose?
The tax brain.
Why? Of course, he chose the senator's 85-year-old brain because that brain has never been used. That's my best tax joke. And I was given a tax poem, so I'll give that a shot. So it's called a tax poem. Tax his land, tax his bed, tax the table at which he's fed. Tax his tractor, tax his mule. Teach him taxes are the rule. Taxes work, taxes pay. He works for peanuts anyway. Tax his cow, tax his goat. Tax his pants, tax his coat. Tax his ties, tax his shirt, tax his work, tax his dirt. Tax his tobacco, tax his drink, tax him if he tries to think. Tax his cigars, tax his beers, if he cries, tax his tears. Tax his car, tax his gas, find other ways to tax his ass. Tell all he has and let him know that you weren't done till he has no dough. When he screams and hollers, then tax him some more. Tell him he's good and sore. Then tax his coffin, tax his grave, tax the sun in which he's laid. Put these words upon his tome, taxes drove me to my doom. When he's gone, do not relax. It's time to apply the inheritance tax.
Thank you for that. When he's gone, do not relax. It's time to tax the inheritance tax. That's our system for you. We're going to tax everything. Come on, folks, give folks a break. Well, I am looking forward to our next act. I am going to call back to the stage our esteemed Mr. Peter Falk. Peter Frank. Where did I get Falk from? I have no idea. Peter Frank coming up to the stage. I am looking forward to your next act.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give you a couple more original songs.
this looks like an intellectual crowd, so I can be a little moody in my songs instead of just doing some rousing, get up and jump around stuff, which doesn't work as well with one acoustic guitar, but when I play with a band, we do more of that. But we do have a dancer up front. This is very exciting. This is a song called Ain't No Getting Over You. Half the day I wept, half the day I slept. In that way every day since the day you left. In every shade of blue, darker colors too. There just ain't no getting over you. I wake up every day, sing more aches and pains, feeling like a rusty wheel on an old freight train. So honey, what's the deal? Are you gonna stay? Or are you ever gonna be heading back my way? Sometimes you waste your life just waiting around to find what's been sitting right in front of you. There might be a better way to spend your time, listening to the bell that rings for you, just for you. Another lonely day, like those lonely nights. I've done so darn many things, thinking they were right. So honey, what's the deal? Are you gonna stay? Or are you ever gonna be coming back my way? Thank you. So I put out an album 3 years ago on my 65th birthday. It's called Coming Back Around. You can stream it. It's on all the streaming sites. You could buy it on Amazon if you're so inclined, but you can go to Spotify, Pandora. This is the title song called Coming Back Around. Just realized I haven't done a live show in a year. Wow. Been too long now, I haven't made a sound. Nose pressed to the grindstone, ears pressed to the ground. I'm not touch around, and you're never gonna sound. Been a long time gone, but I'm coming back around. But it's said there ain't no time to lose. That's the only thing time truly lets you do. Well, then 7 times got a beat. Now I'm back inside the rain. Hope it ain't too late. Long time gone, but I'm coming back around. Better turn this spell around. Gotta turn it upside down. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'm back up on the mound. Been a long time gone, I'm coming back around. A long time gone, I'm coming back around. My daddy, he once told me a long time ago. Man that can't be beaten, won't be beaten. He had that right to know. I've been pushed and pulled and scattered. I've been lost and I've been found. I've been a long time gone, but I'm coming back around. Long time gone, but I'm coming back around. Long time gone, but I'm coming back around. Thank you so much.
You good? Are you good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for now.
Nice one. This is such a treat, guys, to be able to listen to live performance, live music. You guys are like,
For me too, I forgot how much fun it is to do this.
yeah, right? It makes you like, it's like, why did I stay away for so long? Well, it was COVID. COVID did this, but now we're back. And hopefully we'll keep this going. We'll be able to have more events in the future. So I want to hear some more poetry, and I would like to call back to the stage our very own Bill Aiken. Please come on up and share some of your amazing poems with us. Okay. You guys are really in for a treat. I hope you're having a good time. We over here are absolutely having a fabulous time in New York City. The stage is yours, Bill.
There's a poem that I had a lot of fun with. I wrote down the title of it, and it was sitting on my computer for about 6 months. And then one day, I was on the railroad train. I was working for the Long Island Railroad as their CFO. And all of a sudden, I started writing this humorous poem. And I'm hopeful that you will find it enjoyable and as well as I have. And the name of the poem is Scrumptious Black Woman. And it goes, Lord have mercy. Did you see who just sashayed by? Yum, yum, yum. When I see her moving around, makes me want to get down like James Brown. Good God. It would do me good just to reach out and touch her fine brown self once, just once. She's so majestic, with the music in her every stride, with her so very fine brown self. What a tasty chocolate dish she must be. Just one nibble would satisfy me. What beautiful big brown eyes has she. Lord, if I could just get her to look at me. I try to be cool and stand in her way, but she won't even give me the time of day with her so very fine brown self. Did you see her move across the dance floor? The rhythm, the moves, man, how she grooves with her fine brown self. Just one moment with her on the dance floor, I could go on to glory and not St. Peter for nothing more. Ooh-wee! The curvature of her beautiful brown hips just make me heave and flip. Her big, so very fine brown legs will take me to my grave if I don't stop peeking and perspiring. She makes me feel alive, and that ain't no jive, with her so very fine brown self. Now, I ain't a praying man, but when I see her sumptuously proportioned fine brown can, I want to put my hand in the Lord's hand and go on to the promised land. Oh, what a scrumptious black woman.
Take a break?
I'll take a break.
Okay, are you sure? You sounded as if you on the road there. I don't want to stop you while the bike is going on. You want to do one more?
Okay.
Yeah, go for it, Dale.
This poem is entitled Tantalizing. I was with one of my buddies one day, and as usual, we were talking about the beauty of women. And it goes this way. He gave thee to me and put a song in my heart. You are indeed divine, my African queen. The warmth of thy bosom is my dwelling place. Tasting your tantalizing fruit directly from the vine is my chiefest joy. Thy love is captivating, mesmerizing, celestial. Hold me to the morning, my queen, that I might become whole.
Woo-hoo. Thank you. We love you two people. Nice one. So I am going to read a couple of short poems, and then we're going to have the singing CPA come out to perform. And so the first one that I'm going to read to you is a poem, again written by a CPA on Twitter. This is You Read CPA. And the poem goes, and I'm sure you guys will identify with it. They filled out my online organizer, printed out the completed organizer, made changes in pen, added little post-it notes, took a picture of it, uploaded it to my portal as a JPEG. Alrighty, that is from our Twitter CPA. And now I'm going to share with you one of my own originals. I wrote this a while ago. Actually, I'll share one that I wrote. When we still used to get on a plane, you could get up on a weekend and say to yourself, well, I want to fly out to Florida to see a friend or see a family members, and you just hop on a flight and go. So I wrote this poem when I was on one such weekend flight. So, about I think it's about 10 years ago. Whoever said traveling was fun, packing and repacking at the last minute, but still you forget your toothpaste. Narrowly catching the bus, but missing the connected flight. Perhaps you make it to the airport on time. Your flight has been delayed again. Be ready for those generic, annoying questions. Do you really think I'll take a package from a stranger? Peanuts, peanuts, and more peanuts. I'm sure those dollars could go a little further. Finally, trying to catch some Z's, only to be interrupted by a cranky infant. Thank you. And this is an haiku that I found online. If I can share this haiku with you, if I can still find it. I think it might have disappeared on me. Okay, yeah, this is it. It's very short, 3 lines. It's an haiku, which is really a very short poem. End of tax season. New mood for the CPA. Enjoy the good life. And now, one last one from me. Again, it's a short one. This is called, I wrote this a while ago. This is called Still. Still. And the days came and went. And the nights crept in and vanished. Still, I was not there. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now I will call back to the stage our singing CPA, and we are, I think we might take a break from streaming for a little bit, but we are going to call onto the stage the singing CPA. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you all online are after the Welcome back. Are we on? Welcome back, everyone. And you guys just missed a really good session from the singing CPA, and we're really happy that we got to hear him sing a couple of his original tunes live. So now we are going to hear some poetry. And this poetry, this session is going to be performed by another CPA, Mr. Daniel. Daniel, coming up, introduce yourself if you want to, but please share with us what you'd like to share with us.
First of all, is this even on?
It is on. Yes, speak a little louder.
It's very nice to be here. It's nice to be in person finally.
Yes.
I was handed this poem. Who says that accountants aren't creative? Look at you guys. You're so artistic. I'm so proud of everyone. Okay. Tariff tax, income tax, tax on. Not all of the poetry has to be accounting related. Just saying.
Yes, correct. You didn't say anything.
I was actually looking for an excerpt from my favorite book, which is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but my phone stopped working.
Oh, no.
And I was also looking at for a poem from the work of J.R.R. Tolkien, because I'm wearing a shirt, so you can't see it, but I have a whole sleeve of tattoos, and it's all from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, because it was really impactful in my life. But we're moving on to accounting-related poetry. Tariff tax, income tax, tax on retail sales, club tax, school tax, tax on beers and ales, city tax, county tax, tax on obligations, war tax, wine tax, tax on corporations, brew tax, sewer tax, tax on motor cars, bond tax, stock tax, tax on liquor bars, bridge tax, check tax, tax on drugs and pills, gas tax, ticket tax, tax on gifts and wills, poll tax, dog tax, tax on money loaned, state tax, road tax, tax on all things owned, stamp tax, land tax, tax on wedding ring, high tax, low tax, tax on everything.
Thank you. Nice one. Thank you. So actually, Daniel, you just reminded me that one of my favorite poets is Edgar Allen Poe. Unfortunately, I should have looked up one of his poems so I could read it up tonight. Maybe with the next segment, I'll get a chance to.
Quote the Raven Nevermore.
I don't have it memorized. I love it, but I don't have it memorized. I used to have a memory because I used to be able to memorize lines and stuff, but I don't do that any longer. We're going to have our musician Peter Paul come up to perform without the music, but before it comes up, I'm going to read a short poem that I wrote a long time ago. This one is called Lakeshore Drive. Soft, caressing waters, shimmering in the evening sunlight, cascading, floating ever so gently, gliding with little effort, the noiseless sound it makes as it smacks against the rocks. Clear blue water, ever so clear, ever so pure. It travels down the stream and makes it to the ocean, then it backs on its never-ending journey, flowing through the coast of Miami to the outskirts of Spain. It reaches the western coast of Africa. Is this the end of your journey? No, you have just begun. Thank you. Thank you. And now I am going to call to the stage Mr. Peter Frank. Why do I keep saying that? What is there a movie? What's the guy's name? There's a detective. What's that guy's detective name? What's that guy?
Peter Paul?
Yeah, I keep thinking, do you look like him? I'm like, why do I keep thinking
I
about
have
it.
a glass eye.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was coming back. Let's see what it might
Oh, yes, this is going to be the last round, guys. So if you have something that you want to absolutely do, this is the last round, and then
Sure.
if you want to keep it to one, that's fine, that's up to you. This is the last one.
Let's see. Oh, let's see. Second to this. So this is a minor key blues. I like minor key blues. They're even more moody sometimes. And this is it's a song called Dark Horse. So, what happens when you hear something that is either sad, sullen, or depicting a part of human nature that may not be the most pleasant or most pleasing, it's supposed to allow you to take that and lift yourself up, either beyond that or use it to make yourself feel better. So that's kind of what the blues is, a little bit. This is called Dark Horse. And sometimes it's just a good song, it sounds good. I'm riding on this dark horse, heading out for parts unknown. Riding on this dark horse, heading out for parts unknown. With no message from a maker and no way to find my home. If you see me coming towards you, it would be best to step aside. If you see this dark horse coming, it would be best to move aside. Ain't nothing here for you but trouble. Get out of the way, let him ride. Once I had 10 silver dollars, now I ain't got one thin dime. I had me silver dollars, now I ain't got one thin dime. Ain't got nothing but this bullet and a bottle on my mind. Preachers, spare me all your sermons, spare me all your lies. Preachers, spare me all your sermons. You see, I just ain't got the time. Preachers, spare me just one quick prayer to keep the devil one step behind. a horse that's crippled. You can't ride a horse gone lame. You can't ride a horse that's crippled. You can't ride a horse gone lame. You can't give that old horse nothing except the bullet for the pain. You can't give that old horse nothing except the bullet to ease the pain. Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Nice one. Thank you so much, Peter. Oh my goodness, that is so much fun. Are you good? You want to do one more? Are you good?
I can keep playing.
That's a true musician for you. You guys know one more? Yes, I want one more.
Nobody jumped up to go home.
Yes, we'll go after this. One
Okay, let me see. My phone, me a favor, handing my phone there. I gotta keep some lyrics. Thank you, Ruby. I want to play with my friend and forget the words. So, find it. I forget it. Put this on this. I'll do something. This is not mine. I just sort of feel like doing it. It's a song by Van Morrison, one of his earliest songs on his first album. It's a song that, I mostly do originals, but when I play places and I do cover stuff, this is a song that can get over with any age group, any crowd, people who like jazz, because it's been recorded many times as a jazz song. It's a rock song. It's works acoustically. It's called Moon Dance. What a marvelous night for a moon dance, with the stars up above in your eyes. Fantabulous, it's time to make romance, beneath the color of October skies. And the leaves on the trees are falling to the sounds of the breezes that flow. And I'm trying to bid you call me to my heartstrings that sing soft and low. You know the night's magic seems to whisper in hush. A soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. And I just have my moment dance with you, my love. Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? But I want to make love to you tonight. I can't wait for the morning to come. And I know that the time is just right. So straight into your arms I will run. When you come, my heart will be waiting for the dreams that can never be told. There and then I will always be true to you. There and then I will make you my own. Every time I touch you, you just tremble inside. And I know how much you hold me back. You can't hide. Can I just have one more dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? One more dance with you. in the moonlight. Oh, what a magic night. In the moonlight, yeah. Oh, what a magic night. And I just need some more dance with you. Wow. Thank you again.
That was wonderful. Oh my goodness. How wonderful was that? That was just so, I feel like I could go clubbing. Who feels like sitting in the club now, right? I know we don't do that any longer, but yeah, that was a good session. Thank you so much for that, Peter. Absolutely. So we are going to, Mr. Bill Aiken is going to come share the last poem for the evening. And after that, we're going to close out the live session. We're going to continue here in person, but we will have the last live streaming session for, and it's going to be a poem given to us, recited by, I think it's an original poem by Mr. Bill Aiken. Thank you so much.
I was kidding Peter about, I said, hey, Peter, I started to sing a gospel song. So Peter said, yeah, that would be great. Ain't gonna let nobody, Lord, turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody, Lord, turn me round. Ain't gonna let old Satan turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let old Satan, Lord, turn me round.
Nice. You know, only thing you need to gospel music
Oh my goodness, that
is
was
just singing,
awesome.
just the clapping and tambourine. It's always a tambourine.
I
Nice.
wanted to share with you a poem I wrote about my daughters. I have 4 daughters and a son. And so I wrote a poem about my girls, then I wrote a poem about my son. But I'll just present the one that I wrote about my girls. The title of it is Dad's Girls. Who can define the awesome beauty of the heavens or the quintessence of my girls? More peaceful than a dove and endowed with a messianic love. More melodious than the sweet harmony of a disciplined angelic choir. More beautiful than an orchid in full bloom. More lovely than a golden sunset. More dazzling than the Big Dipper and more spirited than a shooting star. More sensitive than the Mona Lisa, yet as cool as the morning dew. More awe-inspiring than the 7 wonders of the world, yet unassuming. My girls are consummate ladies that I love dearly. They are among God's most wonderful gifts. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our live streaming session. Thank you so much for joining us today. We loved having you. We hope you enjoyed the presentation that we brought to you. Hopefully we will keep this going and we'll have future sessions to come. So stay tuned and thank you and goodbye.
And thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now for our audience over here, we're going to have our singing CPA, Mr. Steven Zellin. Come on up for the final performance of